Hey, what's up, Internet? This is Doc, and I'm here as usual with Memphis 10,
What's up, fellas?
and this is some more shenanigans. So, this game today is Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon, which is actually a sequel to 2007, I think. 2007's Earth Defense Force 2017. Which is a game that not a lot of people have played. It was not, a AAA title by any means, but it has gained a cult following, and I am one of those cult followers.
Yeah, I unfortunately missed the first game, but I did have many friends that always talked about it. I just never got around to playing it. Apparently, the split screen, just mass killing of aliens, was pretty fun.
Yes, it was a good time every time. Really, the only thing I disliked about that game was the lack of co-op for online, the lack of anything for online, really. But that is in this, and it is available up to 3 players through the campaign, and 6 players for survival mode. And what you're seeing here is just the first level, and the basis of the game is the Ravagers have come to destroy, take over, whatever, the world, and they do so with giant ants and spiders, among other things. And so, how did you feel about this as a newcomer to the series?
A newcomer to it, I can say that it is definitely good for what I think it stands for, and it's large-scale battles against huge, massive like amounts of enemies and stuff. They do a real good job with having a huge variety of guns. They have 4 different classes that offer different play styles and stuff, and pretty much different playthroughs to level up the different armor classes. But it's really fun just to get out there and kill as many creatures as you possibly can. Good achievement list, all pretty attainable.
Yeah, those achievements are pretty important because the previous game had 6 achievements, and there was one for beating the game on every difficulty level. Like, that was 5 right there, and then the last one was getting every gun in the game, which there was 150. And based on what I've seen thus far in terms of weaponry, I'm assuming that there's probably about the same number, if not the same number, in this game. The way they do it is a little bit different, however. Before, you would just pick the weapons up by picking up a weapon pickup, which was essentially a green briefcase that said weapon on it. And it would be a random weapon of some kind or another, and you didn't know if you had that one already or whatever. You just picked as many of them up as you could throughout the level and hoped for the best. I'm not sure how many weapons I have unlocked in that one, but I have not gotten all of them. And the weapons got more badass as you progress through the difficulty levels, which so far I've finished the game on normal, and I'm about halfway through it on hard. And I think that the weapons have gotten progressively more badass as well. So what you're seeing right here, Memphis 10 is using the jet armor variant, which is...
They consider it the sniper class, the long-range class. I didn't really find it as being any more long-range than any of the other ones could have been.
Yeah,
I know the initial rocket launcher they gave me with this class was just a pile of crap.
That's one thing that kind of threw me off about the armor classes. They have these, this one is for long range, this one is for whatever. But when the shit hits the fan in this game, which it often will, you're just kind of in the middle of a lot of enemies, and there's not really your sniper class is no longer a sniper class. It's a in the shit class, just like all the rest of them are. And so the class that I'm using here is the battle class, which is essentially the heavy one. And he has a shield, so you can shoot your rocket launcher directly in front of you without taking damage if shit is being shot at you that blows up. no damage. You know, the damage goes to the shield, and then once that runs out, you got to put it down and let it recharge. But all in all, the mechanics of the game are pretty much the same as they were in the previous one. The only thing that I will note in terms of differences for the bad, I guess is what I want to say. The number of enemies in this iteration of the franchise seems to be slightly lower at this point. I will say that this right here is on normal difficulty, since Memphis this was his first time playing it, and he didn't have anything leveled up in terms of armor, and would have gotten his ass handed to him playing this on hard. But it did seem, it wasn't a super noticeable amount, but it did seem like when I was playing on hard, there were more enemies than there were on normal. So that's, you know, one thing to consider. If you played the previous game, you know, some people may be just a little disappointed by that. I can't say that you will for sure. For a totally newcomer to the series, it won't, you know, you'll be unfazed by the difference. But, you know, the people that have been playing it for a while now, that may be something, just putting that out there. But otherwise, it seems as though all the changes that were made from the last game to this game have been for the better for the most part. The graphics were, you know, drastically improved, which some people, for some reason, bitch about. They say, it looks like a Western shooter. Like they're some Japanese purist asshole or some shit like that. I mean, if the game's fun, the game is fun. You know, I don't care if it looks too Western. But that's just me. Others may disagree. But yeah, the graphics have changed for the better. Drastic improvement there. They're still not phenomenal, but I mean, the better that they look, the fewer things that can be on the screen at one time is the way that it seems to me. And so I would rather them keep, you know, a good mix between graphic quality and number of bad guys. If, you know, if the game looks great, but I'm only killing like 10 ants at a time, then it completely loses its appeal, in my opinion.
Not only that, is the whole destructible environment thing makes it a lot better large scale. I'm sure that they had to dumb the graphics down a little bit for all that stuff, but again, it's definitely worth it for the battle scenes that you get out of it.
Yeah, you will experience numerous frame rate drops for sure. Anytime a lot of stuff is blowing up or there's a lot of things going on at any one time, expect the frame rate to drop. I think I actually just saw I saw something going on your screen that may have just been capture card weirdness. But yeah, that's you know, that's one of the things. I had a friend that saw me on the friends list playing this when it first came out, which was Saturday for some reason. And he sent me a message that says, "How's your frame rate?" Which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah, this is out in the U.S. Right now, released on the 2nd, which was Saturday, at GameStops, but then other retailers like Best Buy and such did not start selling it until the 5th, which was a Tuesday, you know, normal Tuesday. However, in the UK and the rest of Europe, it was delayed until the 22nd, and I have tried to do some research to figure out why that is, and the only thing I can come up with is there are two different publishers involved, one for the US and one for Europe, and that's really the only thing that made sense, was there was something to do with that other publisher. But yeah, so personally, I give this game a solid buy rating. It's only $40 brand new. I don't know what that translates into in foreign money, but US dollars, it's only $40. You know, straight out of the gate, rather than the usual 60. And if you're expecting it to be like Game of the Year material, you'll be disappointed. But if you go in there expecting to just have a fun time killing some stuff and not really having to put much thought into it, then you'll probably walk away with an enjoyable gaming experience.
Yeah, especially if you can get some people on your friends list to get the game as well. The co-op adventures and definitely put in for some good co-op fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. The co-op is probably my favorite addition is in the new game is the inclusion of online co-op modes. Yeah, so that's all I got for Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon. I highly recommend it, and go check it out.